Devin Murugan in studio with me. Devin, I see you've been looking at the CPI figures. The target is to have it between 3 and 6% inflation, that is. But in the last few months, we've been tethering quite close to the upper limit, have we?
We have, and as you said, inflation, what is it? It's the rate at which prices rise. And it's intricately linked to what the Reserve Bank does with interest rates, to us. And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. So inflation figures released today does confirm that, or, what we already know, that the cost of living is rising. And as I said, it's not good for future interest rate decision. And here's why. Just a quick look at what the December print tells us as far as inflation is concerned. Prices have been rising now, and they are at a 5-year high in December. And if you look at the inflation figure, that's 5.9%. So that's the highest it's been since 2017, Tulis. What are the main drivers of inflation as it stands? Well, we all know that food has been going up in recent weeks quite starkly, 5.5% for food inflation, and then something we already knew that hit our pockets, but it's interesting to see what the print actually tells us. That's the cost of transport. That's fuel-related inflation, 16.8%. That's a staggering amount. And what that's basically doing is that it's pushing the overall price of inflation up to us. And here's where the Reserve Bank comes in. Remember, what's the mandate of the Reserve Bank? It ensures that there's price stability. So it makes sure that prices don't rise at a level that's unmanageable. And what does it do? It employs this mechanism it calls interest rates. When inflation goes close to that 6% target, as you pointed out, it starts getting a bit uncomfortable. And that's when consumers can expect twofold impacts. One is that the actual price of the items go up, but then the Reserve Bank says, hang on, this inflation is getting out of hand, let's start pushing up interest rates. I want to bring it to Kevin Lings very quickly to tell you how he explains it quite succinctly.
All right, I'm told we don't have that clip ready from Kevin Lings explaining this whole process succinctly. But as you say, this will be of great concern to not only the Reserve Bank, but to us as consumers as well. It has that domino effect as well, because as you say, when they then have to raise interest rates, that also has that spiral and domino effect.
Indeed. And look, we've seen interest rates at all-time lows when that COVID-19 pandemic hit. What did the Reserve Bank do? In order to get consumers cushioned from the impact, they lowered interest rates to 50-year lows. And then remember in November last year, we had that slight uptick. Reserve Bank meets next week. These inflation figures, and if it's projected to go this way, won't do us very well. We might just see an interest rate cut interest rate hike next week.
Devin, with that said, how are the markets looking?
Well, the markets are actually on the upside today, 1% up for the all share. Miners resources are up. Let's take a quick look at those numbers.